I mean, Pat, you're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. But let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures. And look at her track record. How many times does she have to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology?
For me, it's just better to not have anything to do with any of that. In her own words, no one is above the law, so something will come of it or it won't, but it's very sad. I don't wish that kind of shit on anybody. I mean, that's gotta be hard. They have kids, it's awful.
And once you get lawyers involved, it's just the lawyers.
The morning this scandal broke started just like any other. I had my coffee in hand and was casually scrolling through the news. But then something surprising popped up Sunny Hostin's name. Only this time, it wasn't about her usual bold opinions. On The View, the headlines were about her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin. And let's just say they weren't flattering. Dr. Hostin, a respected orthopedic surgeon, and his practice, Hostin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, were suddenly caught in a major controversy. The allegations, insurance fraud, kickbacks, and, believe it or not, a massive RICO lawsuit. How massive? Try 180 defendants. That's not just a legal case, that's a blockbuster lineup. We'll break down everything you need to know about this wild story, but first, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single twist in this scandal straight out of Hollywood.
Mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
Let's break it down. The RICO Act, short for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, was originally designed to take down organized crime. Think mob bosses and gangsters, but this time it's not the mafia under the spotlight. Instead, it's doctors, surgeons, and entire medical practices being investigated. This lawsuit doesn't play like Goodfellas, it feels more like Grey's Anatomy, only with a serious dose of fraud. According to the allegations, Dr. Hostin and his colleagues were part of a scheme to take advantage of the healthcare system. They're accused of accepting kickbacks for performing unnecessary surgeries and even billing insurance companies for procedures that may never have happened. Imagine patients being put through surgeries they didn't need, insurance footing the bill, and money quietly passing hands behind the scenes like a high-stakes poker game, but in an operating room.
Waited my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host Sunny Hostin has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud. And I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury? Roll it, Nick.
Doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance. And they're talking about threatening him with insurance fraud. I would say you could get about 20 years in prison, so that's a death sentence for him.
Now, here's where it really gets interesting. The lawsuit goes after Dr. Hostin specifically, accusing him of accepting financial incentives to recommend or perform arthroscopic surgeries. These are those minimally invasive procedures where a camera is used to look inside joints. On the surface, they seem totally legit. But the lawsuit claims that some of these surgeries weren't necessary at all. So the big question is, were these patients really in need of knee or shoulder surgery, or was someone just looking to cash in? If these allegations are true, it's not just a scandal, it's a betrayal on a whole new level. Imagine patients putting their trust in their doctor, only to find out they were used as pawns in a financial game. It's the kind of betrayal that hits you right where it hurts literally.
always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kick.
On the other side, we have American Transit Insurance Company, or ATIC, the plaintiff in this case. ATIC claims they've been defrauded out of millions, alleging they were billed for surgeries that either didn't happen or weren't needed. It's like paying for a steak and getting tofu instead. But let's be real, insurance companies aren't exactly the picture of honesty either. They've been accused of underpaying doctors, denying claims, and using every trick in the book to avoid paying out. So the real question is ATIC trying to expose a massive healthcare scam, or is this just a desperate attempt by a nearly bankrupt company to shift the blame?
According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page Six, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influenced and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers.
Dr. Hostin's lawyer, Daniel Thwaites, didn't hold back. He called the lawsuit a meritless attempt by ATIC to recover their losses, blasting it as a desperate move from a company on the brink of financial collapse. Thwaites turned the spotlight on Attic, painting them as the real villain. It's a classic courtroom strategy. When you're under attack, you strike back. And trust me, it keeps the drama heating up. But hold on, there's more. Media critics didn't hold back either, slamming The View for what they called blatant hypocrisy.
Sonny Hostin's husband, Dr. Manny, is now in the press,
Terrible.
being named in a lawsuit, in a RICO suit, basically for taking kickbacks for some medical procedures. I think in the form of like Uber rides and all these things. Do you think this has any legs to it? They're a high-profile couple. Could he be being targeted for that reason?
People sent me that article, and I'm like so far from being a lawyer. I don't really understand what he did, even like other than it's insurance fraud. You know, if he has done something illegal, I believe in the law. You know, he should pay the consequences. It's terrible. I mean, it's horrible. I don't keep in touch with her. She's been kind of shady to me and social media and on Watch What Happens Live of all things. And I was really surprised because I thought we had a good relationship. She went on Watch What Happens Live and was unkind. And so for me, it's just better to not have anything to do with any of that.
Critics pointed out the irony. Sonny Hostin, who's known for calling out people for committing the exact crimes her husband is now accused of, has stayed completely silent. Normally, Sonny tackles tough issues head-on, never shying away from controversy, but now, with all eyes on her, she's been eerily quiet. So, why the silence? Is she standing by her husband, distancing herself from the mess, or just waiting for her legal team to tell her what to say? Fans are buzzing with theories, wondering if she's trying to protect her public image or avoid becoming a target herself. Either way, her silence says a lot. But here's the real bombshell. Dr. Hostin isn't alone in this. He's just one of 180 defendants named in the lawsuit. That means other doctors, medical practices, and even hospitals are caught up in this. If the allegations are true, this could become one of the largest medical fraud scandals in recent history, a whole network of corruption exploiting loopholes in the healthcare system to rake in millions, all at the expense of patients and insurance companies. It's like a heist movie, but instead of robbing banks, they're going after insurance premiums. At the heart of it all, this case raises a bigger question. How much trust can we really place in our healthcare system when money seems to come before patient care? When doctors and insurance companies prioritize profit over people, trust starts to break down. Patients should feel safe walking into their doctor's office, not like they're about to be caught up in a financial scam. And let's not forget, if ATIC is using this lawsuit to cover up their own financial troubles, they're only making things worse. This situation is a tangled mess, and untangling it won't be easy. Right now, Dr. Hostin hasn't been found guilty. These are still just allegations. But the courtroom drama is definitely heating up. Both sides are going to bring everything they've got, and for now, all we can do is watch, wait, and try to. Separate fact from fiction, whether Dr. Hostin is guilty or innocent, this case has already exposed some uncomfortable truths about the healthcare and insurance industries. So buckle up, because this scandal is far from over. With every new twist, we'll be here, popcorn in hand, watching it all unfold like the courtroom drama it's destined to be. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single update. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.